reading session. Mechanical support. Look at a banyan tree. It seems to have many trunks supporting it. However, many of them are actually roots. As the banyan tree is large and huge, it needs support not to tilt and fall down. Many plants require such additional support. Such plants develop roots on their aerial parts to provide mechanical support. These roots grow downward and act as supportive organs. There are three types of modified roots for support. So in the banyan tree you can see the trunk, and these are the actually called root, and these are start from the aerial part of the plant. Aerial part means the above the soil, the part which is there above the soil is called aerial part of the plant. So from the aerial part the roots are grown and it grows downwards and it gives the mechanical support to the plants. Okay, and these are called the mechanical support, and these are furtherly divided into three types. The first one, prop roots. Roots are modified to provide mechanical support as seen in banyan tree. These roots grow vertically from horizontal branches of a tree. So prop root means the roots are starting from the horizontal and it goes down, start from the up and it goes down, is called prop roots. And next one, stilt roots. In sugarcane and maize, adventitious roots arise from the nodes and in cluster at the base of the stem. These roots are called stilt roots, which give additional support. So these roots are additional support to the plant. During the Pongal time you can see this, you have seen this. So below the near to the root part you can see some small roots. Okay, so these are called stilt root to give additional support to the plant. And next one, climbing roots. In beetle and black pepper, nodes or internodes bear roots which help them climbing. So here nodes and internodes only have the roots for climbing. So these are the additional roots. Okay, these are the additional roots in the beetle and black pepper. Okay, so these are the internodes to give support. Okay, so these are the internodes to give support to the plant. And next one, these are the three types of mechanical supportive roots. What are they? Prop roots, stilt roots and climbing roots. Next one, gaseous exchange. Avicennia is a tree which grows in mangroves or swamps. They have roots which are in above the ground for the purpose of gaseous exchange. These roots are erect, peck-like structure with numerous pores through which air circulates. These roots are called breathing roots or pneumatophores. Okay, so in this plant, in this tree, so there are many roots are there. Okay, there are many holes are there for gaseous exchange. What do you mean by gaseous exchange? So transpiration of gases. Transpiration means it releases carbon dioxide and it takes oxygen in the night time, and it releases oxygen and it takes carbon dioxide in the daytime. So these are the gases exchange. So that is done with this roots. Okay, so this is called the purpose of the gaseous exchange. So these roots are erect in structure. Erect means peg-like structure means starting place and ending place. வால் மாதிரி தொங்கிட்டு இருக்கும். ஓகேவா? ஸோ அது வந்துட்டு ப்ராப்பராக முடிஞ்சிருக்காது. ஸோ இடையில போர்ஷன் இருக்கும். மேலே இருக்கிற மெயின் பார்ட் மட்டும்தான் மெயின், அதுக்கு கீழே இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் அப்படியே தொங்கிட்டு இருக்கும். ஸோ அதில் இருந்து அது சப்போர்ட்டிவாக அதுக்கு கிடைக்கும். ஓகேவா? ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் known as the peg-like structure. So these roots are called breathing roots. Why? It is used for breathing purpose. Breathing means transpiration process. Transpiration means exchange of gases, which means releasing the oxygen and takes in carbon dioxide. So with the help of these roots. and roots for other vital functions. So other important functions, roots may also be perform special function. Roots may also be perform special functions. Hostoria or sucking roots are one such example. Cascata, a parasite plant. Parasite means that depend on any other plant. Okay, I already shown you the cascata plant, na? Okay, so this cascata plant is a parasite. Parasite means it depend on anything to climb or to live. Okay, and the trees and other vegetation and use the hostorial roots to penetrate the tissue of the host plant and suck nutrients from them. They are usually found in parasitic plants that depends on the host plants for nutrients. So other roots, for an example, sucking roots. So cascata is a plant. It is a parasite plant. It completely depend on others. So it's stuck to the other plants and it's sucking the nutrients from other plant is known as the cascata plant, and these have sucking roots. These have sucking roots. Why? Because it is totally depend on any other plants. So it will get all the nutrients from other plants. So this cascata has a sucking roots. Okay. And modification of stems. So far we have discussed about the root modification. Here stem modification also there. Can you guess what is common between ginger, onion bulb, potatoes? Yes, the common thing is all three are stems. Some plants have their stems and modified for storing food and for vegetative propagation. Modified stem may be aerial or subaerial or underground stems. So what is the difference between, what is the common between ginger, onion, potatoes? Everything are stem. So these are divided into three types. Aerial means it is completely on the above the ground. It is completely above the ground. And subaerial means it somewhat above the ground and again it will goes into the ground. Underground, it is completely under the ground. Aerial modification, so completely above the ground. So first one, phylloclade. In dry climate, conserving water is a challenge. Water evaporates from the surface. If the surface area is larger, evaporation also larger, so would be more. And if the surface or area is smaller, the evaporation will be less. So plants with many leaves have more surface area. Cactus hence has a thick stem which does most of the food production through photosynthesis, and leaves are reduced to small pines with a less surface area. So if the plant surface area is huge means the evaporation also huge. Evaporation means waste of water. Okay, in the dry climate and dry condition, we also drinking much water, no. So if it is a cooling condition means we take less water because our atmosphere is cool, so that we also consuming less water. But in the dry condition or summer time, the atmosphere condition is very hot, so we also drinking much water. As the same case in this cactus plant also, we can find this plant in the driest area. So these leaves are modified into small pines because to avoid the less evaporation. Okay, so that only the wastages of water will be less. So in the cactus plants, and here we have a large stem. So these are the large stem. Why? Because to store water and minerals. To store water and minerals. And these are the small thorns. This white color you can see now. So these are the small thorns. Why? Because to reduce the evaporation. Okay. And next one. This is completely on the ground. So that is called aerial modification. Next one. Subaerial modifications. Stem of some plants remains subaerial, which grow horizontally on the surface of the soil for the purpose of reproduction. There are 4 types. So subaerial means somewhat on the ground, and again it is touching the ground. So this is called subaerial modification. In that, the first one, the stem grows laterally on the surface of the soil, breaks up to produce roots where it touches the ground to give rise to new plants. Example, Centella, Vallare. So what happens? It grows above the soil, but after that, after grown, it produces roots. So that roots will again touching the ground, okay, to give the new plants. So this is called subaerial modification. Next one, stolon. Stolon is a slender branch of the stem that grows upwards to some distance and then bends towards the ground. Upon touching the ground, it gives rise to a new plant, wild strawberry. The same condition. So first it grow above the ground. Once it reaches its range, again it bend and again it touches to the ground. So touching means again it start a new plant. This is called stolon. And third one, sucker. Sucker is a short and weak lateral branch that grows diagonally upwards and directly gives rise to a new shoot. So example, chrysanthemum. So in this plant, it is a weak branch, so it grows diagonally also. Diagonally means near to that area. So it grows diagonally and gives a new stem. So this is known as sucker. So like this, it grows diagonally like this, okay, diagonal shape. It grows diagonally. Example, chrysanthemum. Next one, offset. An offset is a short and thick branch that arises from the axial part of a leaf. Axial part means end part. It has thick internodes. It produces tuft of leaf and cluster of small roots below. Example, Eichhornia. So in the offset type of subaerial modification plants, it is a short and thick branches. It starts from the end of the leaves, then it produces many leaves. So example, Eichhornia, like this, okay. And next one, underground modification. Underground means this plant is completely underground, okay. So in aerial and subaerial modifications, stem has indefinite growth. In underground modified stem, whole stem is buried under the ground and it has definite growth. Usually, stem grows above the ground, but there are some stems that grow under the ground to store food. These underground stems swell and become thick. There are 4 types of underground stem: rhizome, corm, tuber, bulb. Okay. So what do you mean by underground modification? So we are seeing now stem modifications. Okay. So underground stem modification means the total stem is buried under the ground. Example, potato, ginger and onion. So these are the underground stems. So these are totally buried under the ground. So it is known as underground stems. And that first one is rhizome. It is an underground thick stem with nodes and internodes with scale leaves at the node. It grows horizontally and has an irregular shape. Rhizome have buds. If give rise to new stem and leaves. Ginger and turmeric. And ginger and turmeric stems are completely buried in the soil, under the soil. So this is known as underground stem and it grows horizontally. It does not have a proper shape. Okay. Like this. And then corm. This underground stem is round in shape and flat at the top and bottom. It is a condensed form of rhizome and bears one or more buds in the axils of scale leaves. Daughter plants arise from their buds, colocasia. So this is the plant, and we have seen in the rhizome there is no proper shape, but in the corm there is a proper shape, and new plants are arises from the bud of the plant. And next one, tuber. It is an enlarged and spherical underground stem that stores food. It has many dormant buds on its surface known as eyes. If we plant a part of tuber with the bud, it grows into a new plant. So in the tuber also, the stem is completely buried under the soil. It also have a proper shape and it stores food in the stem. Okay, and it have many buds over it. The name is eyes. So if we plant this part of the bud and it start to become a new plant. Next one, bulb. It is a condensed stem which is disc-like and stores food in the fleshy leaves. The bulb has two types of leaves, fleshy leaves and scaly leaves. The upper part of the stem has a terminal bud and it is covered by many scaly leaves. The inner fleshy leaves store food as seen in garlic, onion. Okay, so the stem is, this is the type of bulb. Okay, so this bulb is two types. The leaves are fleshy and also scaly. So this fleshy leaves only are modified into onion or garlic. Okay, while we are peeling the onion or garlic, we have some leaves now. So that is called leaves. That is are actually leaves. So that is called fleshy leaves. And scaly leaf means the above the soil we can see some leaves for the onion and garlic. They are called scaly leaves. So far we have seen about the stem modification, root modification. So as well as we have leaf modification. Plants have changed themselves to adapt to the environment they grow. One of them is the modification of leaves. Leaves of several plants get modified into different form based on the purpose and environment. First one, spines. So here in the Opuntia plant, the leaves are modified into spines and stem is performing the photosynthesis function. Okay, so this plant we can see in the desert area or two hottest place we can see this plant, and in this is the stem part and this is the stem part and this is the modified leaves. Okay, so stem part involving in the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so leaves are modified into spines or thorns and stem part involving in the process of photosynthesis. Next one, tendrils. In climbers, the leaf of plant would be modified into elongated structure to help the plants climb efficiently. So tendril in some plants, the tendrils are there. Okay, example Glorosa superba, Pisum sativum. In a Gloriosa superba, leaf tip are modified into tendril. Pisum sativum, terminal leaflet, the end leaflets are modified into tendrils. Why? To climb up with any other plant. Okay, next one, phyllodes. In Acacia auriculiformis, petioles expand to form leaf-like structure. They carry one of the function of leaf, that means photosynthesis. So in this plant, the leaves, the petioles, petiole means the leaf stem is called petioles. No, the leaf stem is called petioles. So that petioles are modified into leaf to perform the leaf function. What is the function? Photosynthesis. Next one, traps. Plants that grow in nitrogen deficient places adapt themselves well to get it. In Nepenthes, the leaves are modified into flask-like structure which is used to attract insects and other tiny animals. The inner wall of the leaf secretes digestive enzymes that help to digest the insects and extract the nitrogen needed for the plant. Example, Nepenthes. Okay, so plants also need nitrogen. We already said that in the atmosphere there are several gases. So plants absorb all the gases which they want. Okay, even under the soil also we have many minerals like potassium, magnesium, phosphorus. So these are carried out by the root and it is transferring to the other part of the plant. Okay, but whereas where are the nitrogen deficiency, where are less nitrogen area, so there this plant grow well. And in order to get the nitrogen, the leaves are modified into flag like structure, which is used to attract the insects and tiny animals. Okay, and inner wall of this plant itself, digestion process takes place. It digests the insects and take the nitrogen, okay, from that. Okay, so this is the plant Nepenthes. So these are the leaf part, they are modified into flask like structure, and it is very colorful and brightful. So if any insects or small insects are there, means it come and sit in this, it will carry that, it will catch that insects, okay, and it will eat that. Okay, this plant will eat the insects, okay, in order to get the nitrogen. And at last the digestion process also takes place inside the plant. Okay, the digestive enzymes are there in the plant. Okay, and in the overall lesson what we have discussed about the reproduction means the living organism producing their young ones is called reproduction. There are two types of reproduction: sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, the new one is producing from the seed, is known as sexual reproduction. And the one which producing a new plant without the involvement of the seed is known as asexual reproduction. And pollination and fertilization process involved in sexual reproduction. What do you mean by pollination? The transfer of pollen grains to the stigma is known as pollination. Once it reaches the pollen grains and stigma, and then the next step, fertilization becomes. After fertilization, the new plant will be produced. Okay, and in the male part of the organs, stamen and filament, these together are called stamen. Pollen grains and the filament is called stamen. What are the parts involved in male part of the flower? Anther, filament. Okay, so in the anther only we can say pollen grains are present. So these together are called stamen. And pistil. So what are the parts? Stigma, style, ovary, ovule. These are the female part of the flower. And so pollination and fertilization process are the types of sexual reproduction. And asexual reproduction, vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation and spore formation. And next we have seen about the modification of plants. So in some plants leaf also modified, and stem modification and roots modification for their based on the adaptations. Okay. Material reading. Explain the underground stems. In some plants, whole stem is buried under the ground and it has definite growth is called underground stem. What are they? Rhizome, ginger, corm, colocasia, tuber, potato, bulb, garlic and onion. So these are the underground stem plant. Next one, higher order questions. Ginger is considered to be a stem, not a root. Why? Because ginger grows under the soil. It is not a root. It is a modified stem. It has definite growth and grows horizontally, but roots grows vertically. Okay. So ginger grows under the soil. It is not a root. It is a modified stem. It has definite growth and it grows horizontally. Horizontally means above the above part. Okay. And roots grows vertically. Vertically means below. Okay. And also ginger have nodes and internodes, so that it is considered as a stem, not a root. And here roots are thick and swollen, but ginger is a thick stems with the nodes or internodes. So ginger is considered as a stem because ginger have a nodes or internodes, but roots do not have a nodes or internodes. What will happen if pollen grains of roots gets deposited on stigma of lily flower. Will pollen germination takes place? Why? If pollen of rose gets deposited on stigma of lily flower, then germination will not take place. Though many pollens land on a stigma of flowers, only the pollens of flowers belonging to the same species germinate to form the pollen tube to reach the ovary. Okay, in the first class I told you if self-pollination and cross-pollination. Okay, so self-pollination means same plant or same flower with another plant, and cross-pollination means another plant but different, same plant but different variety. Okay, same kind but different variety. Suppose different plant and different variety means there is no pollination process takes place. Next, assertion and reason. Pollination and fertilization in flowers produce fruits and seeds. After pollination, the ovary becomes fruit and ovule becomes seeds. Yes, both also correct. And next one, the example of conical root is carrot. Yes, that is correct. It is an adventitious root modification. No, it is the taproot modification. But carrot is the conical root shaped, but it is not adventitious root modification. It is the taproot modification. So study your questions and write the test. Thank you, children.